All right, thank you guys. Only one person clapped. Did you guys like the mime? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, everybody hates mimes, but I was doing it before it was cool. So I wanted to be a doctor, but my parents talked me into going into mime. So you guys want to play a game? Sure. Okay, everybody, close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes. Okay, you can open them. It's called Find the Mime. Find the Mime. Where is he? Where'd he go? Yeah, everybody hates mimes. But now with COVID, you know what it's like to be stuck in a box, not being able to speak to anybody, huh? It's a whole different ballgame when the mime slipper's on the other foot. No, as he said, I'm James the Mime. It's nice to meet you. James the Mime is not my real name. My real name is James. My middle name is the Mime. And my last name is Who Never Shuts Up. So, no, I was a weird kid. So I don't blame my parents for wanting a different child. First of all, I used to sleep with my stuffed animals. And I would still do it to this day, but when I became a teenager, my parents made me stop. Although I just read Amy Schumer's autobiography and she still sleeps with her stuffed animals, so it's not that weird. But when I told my parents I wanted to be a mime when I grew up, they were very concerned. They made me go talk to the priest. The priest said, "Now my son, what's bothering you?" I said, "Well, I still sleep with my stuffed animals." And I talked to them and he said, "Oh, don't worry, St. Francis used to talk to chairs and sleep with rocks." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "What else is bothering you?" I said, "I want to be a mime when I grow up." At that point, his head spun around 360 degrees, and he said, "Get out!" The demon of anti-mime possessed him. But I really did want to be a doctor. And what happened was, my plan was I was going to go to college and then do my pre-medical in my hometown. And during that time, my father's construction company came under federal indictment. And my parents didn't want me to find out, so every summer I was supposed to do that. They said, "Can't you do anything else besides come home?" And I said, "Well, I can go to mime school." And they were like, "Mime school, perfect, that's right up your alley." And that's how I ended up 4 years in mime school. I could be James the Doctor instead of James the Mime, but fate took a weird twist. But I loved mime school, I really did. And there are generally 3 groups of people that go to mime school. There are the Christian mimes. Now the Christian mimes go around to churches, it's called mime ministry, and they do the mime version of Bible stories. So you have the mime version of the parable of the seed, or the mime version of the Good Samaritan, or the mime version of the beheading of John the Baptist. No, they don't do that, but I want to see that, The second group of people are the avant-garde mimes. Now, the avant-garde mimes are total snobs. They hate everyone, but they especially hate the Christian mimes. They blame the Christians for the current state of mime in America. And the last group of people who go to mime school are clowns who couldn't get into clown college. I had a conversation with an avant-garde mime that went something like this. "I'm thinking about getting rid of my art form and quitting mime altogether because no one appreciates me. Whenever I get hired at a children's birthday party, I don't just make balloon animals, but I do what I call balloon animal sculpting. So if I have to twist the nose on a balloon wiener dog, I don't just twist with my fingertips, but I twist with my entire body, becoming one with the animal balloon wiener dog. Or if I have to elongate the neck on a balloon giraffe, I elongate my entire body before handing it off to the child. But the children don't care about my art form. They just take the balloon and run away. What about my needs?" A typical avant-garde performance may go something like this. "Today I'm going to perform Pablo Picasso walking down the stairs, eating dates and drinking fruit juice." That was Pablo Picasso walking down the stairs, eating dates and drinking fruit juice. Thank you. No, but the highlight of mime school, without a doubt, this was in the 80s, was that Marcel Marceau himself would fly in on the Concorde, two useless French relics flying in. And if you were lucky, you got to perform for Marcel Marceau, and he would critique you. And if you were really lucky, he would stay awake during your performance because he was very tired from flying in on the Concorde. And if you were also lucky, his wig might be on straight because he was very disheveled from flying in on the Concorde. And if you were really, really lucky, he'd be able to hear your music because he was deaf because he was always flying on the Concorde, right? So, now without a doubt, Marcel Marceau's a genius, but he's also really, really annoying, as most geniuses are. First of all, he's a mime. Everybody knows mimes are annoying. Second of all, he's a celebrity. Everybody knows celebrities are annoying. And third, he's French. I mean, everybody knows the French are the most annoying people. He would only eat French bread on his sandwiches. We had to get him Evian. He would only drink French water. And if you ever went to kiss the side of his cheek, he would turn quickly and give you a nice big French. I was like, man, get your mime tongue out of my mouth. I'm not into that mime on mime. I think the only advantage of dating another mime would be mime herpes. I did get dumped one time, and she said, James, it's not you, it's the mime. But I used to be very embarrassed about being a mime. I used to go to Mimes Anonymous. Mimes Anonymous is a little bit like Alcoholics Anonymous, except none of us speak, so we really don't know what the problems are. We just do the range of emotions. Joy. Anger. Fear. And we sit around drinking bad coffee out of invisible styrofoam cups. All right, I'm James the Mime. Thank you, guys.